Welcome back to another episode of Grizzly Books True Crime. My name is Gisela K, and today, yes, we're going to be looking at this, not interview, but Cassie Laundrie speaking out. Her husband was also with her at the time because of the continued pressure from protesters outside the house. Thank you to literally the hundreds of you who sent me the link and emails. Of course, I also look out for the news. So, when it's big news like this, it might not be as necessary to send it, but I do still appreciate it. So thank you for that. Let's get started. Okay, so before I get started, I just want to say, yes, I've tried this nail stuff on, just testing it out. Number 2, yes, I'm married, but I don't like wearing a ring. Some of you are investigating. She's not married, she's not wearing a ring. I am married, I just don't like wearing rings. And 3, I got me a battle scar going on here. So that is why I'm doing this a little bit, but it's out now. Yeah, I get stress hives. Literally hives break out all over my face when I'm stressed. So do you think it's not stressful for a channel to blow up like this? It's extremely stressful. The pressure's on. I'm doing my best. And I mean, coming into this, I had major anxiety even being on camera at all. So carving it up, you know what I mean? Do what scares you most. You just never know what results you get. It's been a wild ride. So if you want to buy me a whiskey, same link, different drink. The link is in my description box below for the buy me a coffee. So we're going to look at this. I don't know. I still feel like doing this. I'm sorry. So the most important thing I got from this interview was, yes, Brian flew back. His sister confirmed it. Between the 17th and the 23rd, he flew back home. I mean, told ya. He did. And they do have a storage locker. Interesting. So let's start playing it, and then I'll sip my coffee. Hold on.
Thank you.
We want to know what the hell.
No!
We have fully cooperated with the police since September 11th.
Gotta move my logo. It's very obviously at this point she'll be confrontational, but just keep in mind she's coming out here now to speak because her kids are crying inside the house and she can't take that anymore. So technically, if she didn't have kids, she wouldn't be coming out and talking like this. I'm just saying, it's about just please stop it. You're scaring the kids, So I understand that. But my word, thankfully, I told you the weakest link in the family has cracked and spoken. And it didn't even take that much pressure. You know what I mean? So yeah, good going. Good going, protesters.
When they called, I did not say that I saw my brother. I said I haven't been able to speak to him in reference to the time when I was called by the police. Since that point, I haven't been able to speak to my brother. I've been honest.
What
happened?
Like,
I don't
just-
know
just-
what happened.
Yeah. The thing about it is we know Gabby's family. Gabby is...
We do too.
What do you want us?
Like, the thing about it is, we know Gabby's family. They're like, we do too. Okay, obvious. But, okay, keep watching.
To do?
We cooperate with the police. We're not supposed to talk to anybody, and you're making my children cry.
Was Brian with you on September 1st? Did he come to this
Yes,
house?
he came to this house with my parents in their Mustang, not the van. I did not know that he took that van back. I found out the next day with everybody else. We are just...
I like to nitpick things. I'm sorry, but that's what I do. We did not know that he took that van back, which to me just might imply that she did know that he returned home without Gabby. But maybe at that point she assumed, damn, like he flew back and he might have gone back there and then he came back by himself. Maybe she thought it's flights back and forth. And that Gabby had driven her van, back home by herself? But this just makes me think that she obviously implies that she knew that he returned home alone, but she didn't know it was with the van.
Just as upset, frustrated, and heartbroken as everybody else. And I am losing my parents and my brother and my children's aunt and my future sister-in-law on top of this, and you're not helping.
Why
me
your
out.
parents? Why your parents? You're talking about
Because
Christmas.
they're not
Okay.
talking to us either.
Why aren't they talking to you guys?
If I knew, I would say.
I like the husband. He's like, the husband on the side. He's just there, for moral support. But he's like, every now and then, oh man, he doesn't know what to say. You can see he's like super chilled. He's just like, what is going on? But I mean, in that order, losing. Look at this.
Aunt and my future sister-in-law on top of this, and you're not upset, frustrated, and heartbroken as everybody else. And I am losing my parents and my brother and my children's aunt and my future.
I am losing my parents and my brother, my children's aunt and future sister-in-law. Well, in that hierarchy, that ranking that you've just listed, parents, brother, children's aunt, and it's aunt, right, for me, but and future sister-in-law. Okay, but one of them was murdered. I don't know. I still just don't feel the depth of emotion about a murder of someone that she knew really well, supposedly, because they lived together for a while, which we'll find out now. But I'm just observing. I just don't see sorrow, that real pain. I just don't see it. I'm just like, I'm not blaming her for anything right now. I'm just saying I don't see a lot of emotion going on, except frustration for protesters outside the house.
Sister-in-law on top of this, and you're not helping.
Why
me
your
out.
parents? Why your parents? You're talking about
Because
Christmas.
they're not talking to us either.
Why aren't they talking to you guys?
If I knew, I would say. I don't know.
Do you think they're involved? Your parents?
I don't know.
You don't know.
She says, if I knew, I would say, but sometime throughout this interview, she says, I'm speaking too much. I can't say anymore because of the lawyers. So if she really knew why the parents weren't talking to them, and if she really knew where her brother was, of course she wouldn't say, because she wouldn't be allowed to say because of the lawyer.
We know
You're not involved?
We have literally been finding everything out with the news with like everybody else. My kids are upset. You're upsetting my neighbors, and all we want to do is let you guys know that we don't know.
Apparently the neighbors are actually not upset. They've come forward to say they're not. Keep the pressure on. That's alleged from what I've read, that they're just like, we like that you're doing this because please, can somebody talk so that we can find Brian,
What happened? What did you guys do on the 6th through the 8th at Fort DeSoto?
We were at Fort DeSoto on the 6th. We got there at around 2 o'clock, and we left around 8 because the kids had school the next day.
On the 6th?
On the 6th. We only stayed for about 6 hours.
Who was there?
My mom, my dad, my brother.
Would you guys be willing to go on record to say that you would like your brother Brian
The FBI
Laundrie
knows all this. They've known
to
this
turn
since.
himself over
What
to the
what
authorities?
what was going on at Fort DeSoto campground? What were you guys doing there? Like, where there was a campfire?
Yeah. We had s'mores, we had dinner.
What did Brian say?
We had s'mores and we had dinner. Can you believe, though? I still find it really hard and really creepy to believe that the Laundries were just having s'mores and having dinner at a campsite. S'mores is not like a serious family meeting, like we're going to meet now and something really bad has happened and let's talk about it. No. You're literally chilling with Brian Laundrie, your brother, having s'mores and dinner. I went in which order, huh? Life is short. Eat dessert first, you know what I'm saying? But you were there on the 6th from 2 until like 8. That's what they say. Okay. Right. I'm just trying to picture it. And when Dog the Bounty Hunter says 3 people entered and 2 people left, obviously he's talking about the records of Brian's mom and dad and Brian. But are there records of them entering as well? They obviously didn't stay the night from what she's saying. So they popped in. But why did they pop in? You know what I mean? If the parents are like, no, you're not talking to the press. We're not even talking to you. Okay, but then you're inviting them over for the day to have s'mores and dinner. And here, the next thing she says when it's just like, you'll see.
Anything about Gabby?
We had our kids there. Nothing came up.
Remember with the postcard talk and even the the first interview that Cassie did, there was a lot of focus on the kids. I find that the kids are a great source of deflection from very important questions. Trying to deflect always to the kids, and that the kids were connected to Gabby, and the kids, you know, are now the ones who are upset. That's why they're out here. And that they were camping and having s'mores and all that. But because of the kids being there, nothing came up. Like, man, I wish I could be there right now also asking questions, because I'd be like, what kind of state of mind was Brian in? What did he look like? Was he acting normal? Did you ever ask where Gabby was? Like, where's your girlfriend? Did you break up? What happened? Yo, bro, what were you doing here between the 17th and the 23rd?
You say anything about Gabby?
No, we've told the FBI everything.
Did Brian go?
The world does not need to know what the FBI knows.
The world does not need to know what the FBI knows. True, to sustain, you know, to maintain the integrity of the case. We want the case to be solved at all cost. Obviously, none of us, like, I'm a YouTuber, okay? Everyone else is a YouTuber. We're not real detectives, but we like to report on cases because it's like, or analyze cases, as I say. I'm not a reporter. I analyze the news. Right? So, I have a YouTube channel. At the end of the day, we're YouTubers. We're not the FBI. You know what I do like is how many of you say the FBI should hire me. Tell them. I mean, that would be great. Or Interpol or something like that. I mean, one day I wish I could have my own FBI. It would be GBI, the Grizzly Bureau of Investigations. That would be so awesome. But, you know, I'm just comparing. I've still got the previous interview in my head, and I'm just like comparing notes at the moment. I'll report back now. I will let you guys know what I think as this interview rolls on. But the fact that she says the kids were there, nothing came up. So what did you talk about then? What did you guys sit there and do? Were you having a nice family time? Well, Gabby had been murdered and was out there at the risk of never being found, especially because of like grizzly bears and stuff. Animals, just all kinds of scavengers, right? It's amazing that they found Gabby. But this family was still having s'mores and dinner at a campsite? Damn.
And that's why we're silent.
They've asked us to not say anything, really.
This is me coming out against them.
They're suffering. Big time.
Okay, so the FBI, the world doesn't need to know what the FBI knows. Yeah, we do. But also, when she's like, we're coming out against them. Not advisable then. Coming out against the FBI? Damn. I wouldn't do that if I were you then. But I get that they're very frustrated because their kids are crying their butts off in the house.
They're suffering.
Well,
They're suffering.
To be fair,
I
they lost a
understand
life.
your view.
When they say they're suffering, Cassie says, we're suffering. Which again downplays that Gabby was murdered. It's not like a lot of times with all these interactions with Cassie, I find that it's like, oh, they're suffering, well, we're suffering too. Like, there's a difference though. Their daughter was murdered and left behind across the creek from where her van was found initially or seen, and then her boyfriend drove the van back, your brother, alone, and just like parked it at the house, mowing the lawn, bicycle rides, popped to your house. And then you went camping. So even from the 1st to the 6th, it's a little bit weird to just be like, where's Gabby, bro? Like any question coming up, like even maybe they didn't go past their house, the parents' house, but even to, because she said she didn't know the van was there. The camping, I can't picture it just being like, oh, well, we'll make some s'mores, the whole family. I'm not blaming Cassie specifically. I'm just saying, driving there, acting chilled, no gut instinct, no red flags, no like, what is actually going on here? Hey, mom, hey, dad, yo, brother, what is going on here? You guys are acting weird. But she says the FBI knows, so.
I mean, to be fair, they lost a
100%.
life. So
I know.
I really feel bad for you, but again, I don't feel bad for you.
That's fine. You feel how you
So-
feel. How we feel. My kids are upset. You're upsetting my children, who are very upset that they had to find out that their aunt died from you people screaming it at them from the house. So that's not.
Where
fair.
was that at?
On Saturday when you were here.
Your aunt died.
No, their aunt.
Their aunt died.
Yes,
Her future aunt.
they considered her aunt. It's Aunt Gabby forever. So
To be honest with you, we can't even hear you inside.
Well, we can't.
I mean,
Couldn't figure that.
So where else have you seen Brian since?
Okay. Did he just say, to be honest with you, we can't even hear you inside? But yet she just said that the kids were upset because they heard them from inside saying that their Aunt Gabby was dead? And correct me if I'm wrong, I know they want justice for Gabby. But little kids, if they hear justice for Gabby, are not going to know that Gabby was murdered. So everyone's just looking for Brian. And if there's pictures of him all over the neighborhood, especially at his parents' house, saying wanted murderer, I still don't know if these kids would piece that together. Do you think so? But he's like, to be honest with you, like the husband, he's just there like, yeah, to be honest with you, we can't even hear anything inside. Oh, man.
they considered her aunt. It's Aunt Gabby forever. So
to be honest with you, we can't even hear you inside.
Well, we can't.
To be honest with you, we can't even hear you inside. So that like contradicts what she just said. I just had to hear it one more time.
I mean,
Couldn't figure that.
So where else have you seen Brian since
that's
September
it. I
1st?
have not
September
seen
6th.
anybody after 8 o'clock on September 6th. I have not spoken to my parents.
How long did they stay there? Do you know? Like at
I
the
don't
Fort DeSoto campground? Did Brian go off on his own into the woods or
no
anything?
idea.
We
What
don't
we've
know.
been told, we know as much as you.
Did you? So when he came here September 1st, right? You said he came. What did he come here for?
My parents wanted to surprise the kids to pick them up at school. I did not know that Brian was with them when we had previously planned to.
I don't buy that story. She's like looking off to the left. Am I looking the right way when I say left? Looking off to the left. I'm not a body language expert, but to me, that type of body language and the self-soothing going on, this is not. A lot of people say with body language that this is like, I'm defensive now, but it actually is self-soothing. I've read Joe Navarro's book. He's an ex-FBI agent. I really like that book. It's called What Everybody Says. And this is a what kind of word is that? Self-soothing maneuver. This is just like, wow, this is getting uncomfortable now. You know what I mean? So you ought to simplify defensive, but like, oh man, like I need to soothe myself. Also, where's the rash now? Remember that rash from the first interview when she was so stressed? Less stressed now, but wow.
Did you? So when he came here September 1st, right? You said he came. What did he come here for?
My parents wanted to surprise the kids to pick them up at school. I did.
What did he come here for? I see a lot of deception there. That's what I was saying. What did he come here for? My parents wanted to pick up the school and pick up my kids from school to surprise them. I didn't know Brian was with them. Like, okay. Right.
Did not know that Brian was with them when we had previously planned to hang out with them. This is not what we want to be doing. This is not how we want the world to find out when we're angry and upset. But I can't have my kids be crying for 3 days in a row.
What did the FBI take out of the house here? Like what?
Nothing.
They came here though.
Yes.
During
We met with them multiple times.
you met with them multiple times.
Yeah.
Did they ask you for like polygraphs or anything like that?
No, but
No.
We're not.
we don't know.
We're not involved in this at all.
He's my brother, and that's it.
The parents. We've been outside the parents' home
I
for
understand.
2 weeks straight.
I know. I've been
There's
watching.
parents' home
I
for 2
understand.
weeks straight.
I know. I've been
There's
watching.
there's
because
there's people out there.
the only way
They
I find
feel
things out is the news.
your family's involved. A cloud of suspicion. The
Sure.
reason why we're here for
Of
you
course,
is
you
because the
totally
media,
understand.
the
I know.
media.
The media ended up misconstruing what I said when they asked me.
Did they though? I really like this whole misconstrued thing. And right here we'll see for the next while she focuses only on what did you find to be the most like the weirdest thing, the oddest thing about this whole thing. And as I said in a previous video where I analyzed her first interview, the weirdest thing that she found about all of this was that she couldn't talk to her brother. You were having s'mores with him though. Nice dinner, you know. Nice dinner before. Someone pointed out that at the time they went camping, it was the opposite of full moon. I don't know too much about all the moon cycles. It's interesting to look at, but apparently it was some of the darkest times, you know, which would make it easier, speculatively, for him to get on a boat and head out without being seen as much as in full moon. You know what I mean? But she's like, it was misconstrued. Was it though? It was deceptive because saying, I haven't been able to talk to him. Yes, but you did see him. And she could have said that. It's not just about what the interviewer asks. She could have said, you know what, I haven't been able to talk to him, but I did see him on the 1st and the 6th, so I don't know what's going on. That could have been cool because her interview was on the 17th of September, right? So,
If I had seen my brother, like I said in the beginning, they didn't say, have you seen Brian? It was, what's the weirdest thing about this all? It was, I haven't been able to speak to my brother. I tried to contact him after this. I tried to contact my family.
Well, they didn't have to ask direct questions. I know an interviewer should, but saying, have you seen Brian? I mean, is that the only time you're going to answer? Why can't you say, so what's the weirdest thing about this? Well, I haven't talked to him. I've been able to see him, but I wasn't allowed to talk to him. That would have been great. I saw him on the 1st and on the 6th, but I wasn't allowed to talk to him while carving up the s'mores. Like, I don't know, just see a lot of defense going on here, which I understand.
After this, I hadn't been able to speak to my brother.
Do you know
That's
about
it.
any additional burner phones?
I have no idea.
So you don't know nothing.
No,
Like,
he's
after.
my brother that I don't talk to that much.
And the parents ain't talking to you. Your own parents.
See, he's my brother that I don't talk to that much. She does say later they have a huge age gap, which we've already talked about. By the way, please right now debunk this thing that he's 33 years old. He isn't. It was a typo on the first thing that I believe Dog put out. They said like 1987, but he's born in 1997. Okay, the dude is not 33. But I think Cassie is like 31 or 32. And so they've got a significant enough age gap, right? He's what we say in South Africa, Laat Lammetjie. Do you know what that means? Laat Lammetjie? Like a little lamb that was born later. You know what I mean? Young bro, born 8 or 9 years later. So there's a huge age gap here. And she said he's my brother that I don't talk to that much. I mean, everything that I speculated on this channel, I'm sure other people did it too. But what I speculated in previous videos is that they're not really that close. Her and her brother are not actually that close. And remember, I was also speculating, maybe he's adopted. Maybe he wasn't even a biological brother. We don't know, because she's definitely not very close to him. Now, it could just be the age gap. Again, that's pure speculative in my opinion. But it's strange.
Parents are not talking to you for what reason? They just.
The lawyer said not.
Who's lawyer?
Their parents' lawyer.
I just want to see
I have
this.
no idea.
So you don't know nothing.
No,
Like,
he's
after.
my brother that I don't talk to that much.
And the
See, he's my brother that I don't talk to that much.
parents ain't talking to you. Your own parents are not talking to you for what reason? They just.
The lawyer said not.
Who's lawyer?
Their parents' lawyer.
Their
We don't
lawyers.
have a lawyer. We have nothing to hide.
But it is a family lawyer, and they knew Brian since he was a kid, apparently. Steve Bertolino has been a family lawyer for a long time. This family's lawyer. A real estate attorney? As I gather that you guys sending me all the stuff that he's a real estate attorney and not really a criminal lawyer, so that's interesting. But she said we don't have a lawyer, but apparently it's the family lawyer and knew Brian since he was young, which is very interesting. But I mean, surely the family would expand his lawyer services to them as well. But here she says we don't have a lawyer. Okay.
We were told not to talk to anybody, and I'm upset that we have to come out and do this and then explain myself to the FBI.
So
So-
when Gabby was missing, the parents weren't even looking for her. They weren't even out looking for her.
We don't even know what they knew. We can
Do you
assume.
know that she was missing when they went to Fort DeSoto?
No.
You didn't had no
September
clue
11th,
that she was
the
missing.
detective that was working with Gabby's mom called me up while we were on vacation,
We were in Orlando.
and then I called her back because we were eating dinner, and I told her everything she needs to know. We told them from day one that we were at Fort DeSoto with them on the 6th and that they came over here on the 1st. The police has known everything that's out there the whole time, from September 11th night on. That's when I became involved, and I knew nothing before that.
Any other
So
questions?
what were your thoughts after you found out she was missing and your brother was here by himself and in her van and ran up $1,000 on her
These
credit
are
card?
things we're not allowed to answer.
Yeah.
Damn. Like, what are your thoughts, huh? On your brother returning home without her in her van and running up charges of $1,000 on her cards. Yep, these are things we're not allowed to answer. Why? What's going on here?
And that's
Have you ever seen Brian hit Gabby?
No.
Have you ever seen him fight?
No.
No. That's not how you normally say no. You would say no. It's very obvious. Body language 101. No. Have you ever seen Brian hit Gabby? No. Oh.
We're not allowed to answer.
Yeah.
And that's
Have you ever seen Brian hit Gabby?
No.
Have you ever seen him fight?
No.
Have you ever seen him hit any woman?
Have you ever seen them fight? No. But yet in your first interview, you said they always fight and then they walk away and take some time apart. And because that's what couples do, sit in the mountains together. Remember that? But now it's like, never saw them fight.
No, I've never seen him be
Domestic
abusive
violence
or
running your
angry.
You've never seen him be abusive or angry. Interesting, because even his peers at high school saw how tumultuous their relationship was. She really is not close to him. That's what I'm going to say.
in anything. No.
You know that we talked to neighbors. We canvassed your parents' neighborhood.
Yeah.
They've heard screams coming out of your parents' house on multiple
Your
occasions.
parents' home.
Okay, I
Screams.
don't know what to tell you about
Might have
that.
been our kids. We lived there for a year.
Oh, you lived at the home in Wabasso?
Yeah,
Gabby and Brian lived with us.
when they were in New York.
And you've never seen them fight? No argue? No?
They, of course, we bicker,
But nothing-
everybody bickers, but nothing like what any.
Everybody bickers. I want to say one more thing, which I will analyze at some point, okay? So, some of you pointed out something pretty interesting. That when Brian and Gabby are first pulled over in that body cam footage, when Brian looks out the window from that second angle, his face doesn't look so marked, huh? There's no marks on his face right there. But when he gets out the vehicle, wow, suddenly he's got these fresh marks on his face. That is interesting. You see, those type of tip-offs at grizzlytipoffs@gmail.com, I like it. Some of you have some very interesting theories. I am going to publish members-only videos for mountain grizzlies and up every Friday. But if I can make some more content, I will try. But see, things like that, I would want to speculate over there. I'm a true crime channel. It's true crime in real time over here. True crime. So spirit boxes, theories, everybody's timeline. For those of you getting frustrated that I'm not sharing your timeline, I have 100 timelines from people. And it's all your opinion and ideas. This channel is my channel. So it's speculation, it's my opinion, and it's true crime. I look at yours, I take it into account, but I can't share 100 timelines on here. This is the thing. This is a little tiny interjection before we carry on. A lot of you seem to think that when you send me something that you're the only one. And unfortunately, you're not. Unfortunately not. I get hundreds of emails a day. And so many messages on Instagram. Because if you can't find me in the comments, it's email after Instagram, eventually PayPal, buy me a coffees or whatever with messages and things. And I really appreciate all the input and messages. But when you're onto something, just know that there's at least, at minimum, another 5 to 10 people onto the exact same thing. And I do look at it. That's my job. I see this as a job now. This is my YouTube career over here. And so, and for those of you saying, get a real job. I had one. I'm good. I'm a retired airline pilot. So I'm good. This is what I want to do. This is exactly where I want to be. So I take everything that you send me into account. If there's really something that's like riveting and I'm like, oh my word, this person sent me this, I've every time asked for consent, can I share your name? Most people say no, please don't, and then I don't. Okay? I will give credit where credit is due. If you send me something that's like, oh my word, blew my mind. Yes, okay, let's carry on. That was my little rant. I have one more little rant, but let's carry on.
Like, no
Nothing that would
domestic
constitute
anything.
domestic violence.
No,
No.
yes, or else we would have done something about it.
Right.
Like, I don't stand for that. I was in a bad relationship similar to that.
Really? The only interesting thing I can say there is that sometimes what I've learned in therapy is that cycles repeat themselves. So if Cassie was in a relationship that involved DV, and if Brian was in a relationship where he was either doing the DV or they were in a DV situation from both sides, you know, there's people that speculate on either end, right? Damn, DV be in the family in a way. So where does that come from? We got to look then at the elders of the family, because it can trickle down. So I just find it interesting, you know, that she was also in a relationship involving DV, and saying that if she saw anything, she would have protected Gabby from that. But yet, when she saw the body cam footage, she said that's totally normal. That's how they fought. That's how they fought. But it had DV written all over it, right? Some people argue in Brian's favor, some people argue in Gabby's favor. Now, this is the thing. I really want to see that footage again and look at how clean his face is before he gets out the car all scratched up, because that will be interesting. Damn. And I mean, the 911 calls were saying that the male was slapping her. Wow.
What's saying has happened. I wouldn't let that happen. We're
Not evil monsters were made out to be.
A lot of people just want answers. There's a cloud of suspicion.
Well,
Nobody came to your house, I'm sure, to after it came out in the media, they said, oh, you lied. They said that you misled
I've
the...
been accused of lying.
saying
But
that you
it's
didn't
not
see him.
right. I didn't say that I didn't see him. I said I didn't speak to him.
You know, are we to give her the benefit of the doubt? I didn't say that. I actually said, it just sounds like nitpicking, like, no, I never said I never saw him. I just said I wasn't able to talk to him. Well, you could have said I haven't been able to talk to him, which is really weird because I've seen him twice. If you were 100% transparent, that's what you would have said. So still find it a bit weird.
After that question was like, what was the weirdest thing that I haven't been able to talk to my brother? As if
Or the weirdest thing could have been that Aunt Gabby is missing. And then this was on September 17th. So got to rack it up in my memory here. When was Gabby's body discovered? But Gabby was discovered around that time. Murdered. So like the weirdest thing, if someone asked me this question, if I put myself in her shoes for a second, what's the weirdest thing? That Gabby's missing? To me, that would have been the weirdest thing. Because the previous interview was on September 17th. So what's the weirdest thing? That Gabby's missing.
and from the 11th forward, I have not been able
So
to
then the
talk to
media
my
spun
brother.
it around.
Yes.
If you read the transcript, it's right
The
there.
transcripts are out there of everything that was said.
We read the transcripts, all of it.
And then I was misquoted on inside the article, but that's not what I said. I'm sincere.
I think you guys need to make like a public statement telling Brian to turn himself in. I think
The rash is starting again.
that would ease a lot of people's...
We don't even know if
You
he's
know.
on the run or he's...
Do you think he's dead?
I have no idea.
Where does he camp around here? Like, where else besides Fort DeSoto?
They don't seem like they care too much where he is either. Look how she's looking at him right there. She's like, oh, careful what you say now, boy. Careful what you say now. But, like, we don't even know if he's alive or dead. Like, it just sounds like they really don't care if he's alive or dead. I don't know. He sounds like a problem child to me. It just feels like the family's sort of eye-rolling. That's the vibe I get. That even the parents, I know there's lawyers and everything being involved, everything's happening, but it feels like he's a bit... It feels like in all of their view, like, oh, this problem child. It's just annoying us. Like, this guy making so many problems for us, so much inconvenience, and we don't know where this guy is. Which makes me think that he could be speculatively, in my own opinion, very mentally ill. And that he usually flies home when he, yes, what's the end of that sentence? What, when he gets psychotic? When he has an episode? Huh? When he runs out of meds? What was the end of that sentence? Damn, I wish they asked her over here.
So,
We've told
Sure, she's giving
the
you all that
FBI
information.
everything.
When you guys were children, you're obviously your whole family's outdoorsy. So when you guys were children, you know, like every summer I went to a place. Where was your summer vacations at normally?
We didn't have that. We grew up on a great street where our summer vacation was hanging out with our friends. So
All right.
I mean, we have to. We are here for
Same
the
boat.
Petito family. They are suffering bravely, things that you will never even feel.
Hope not.
And
I
it's just.
Hope not. I'm sorry. I know it's a little bit funny that the husband cracks me up so much, but he cracks me up. He's just like, hope not. It's like you can't believe their pain. Like, this message is very powerful. Like, they are in so much pain. They want answers for their deceased, murdered daughter. And it's like, you know, like what she said, oh man, I got to get the sentence again. Hold on. And then he's just like, hope not.
I've
I mean,
been-
we have to. We are here for
Same
the
boat.
Petito family. They are suffering bravely, things that you will never even feel.
Hope not.
And
Things that you will never even feel. He's like, hope not.
I
it's just right now, you know, having your family destroyed, and then the people that you trusted your family member with is ignoring you and hanging up the telephone on you.
I understand. I'm in the boat where I'm getting ignored by my family and thrown under the bus by my family's attorney.
why?
Oh, doesn't like that attorney now. Because he did not throw under the bus, but expose things. Right. Which is kind of weird as well. It actually feels kind of weird that, let's say, mom and dad have this attorney, and who knows where Brian is. He could literally be in the backyard. I should do map time at the end of this, because I want to show you something. Make a mental note over here. Map time at the end of this. Okay. Make myself a little mental bubble. It's what I do. But let's just say that the family, remember when I said when Cassie first did her first interview with the media, I feel like she was not a scapegoat. That's not the right word, but they're like, yeah, you talk. When they put someone vulnerable in the front line, you know what I mean? And now it's like, oh, great, my parents and this friggin' attorney just threw me under the bus. I think that was the purpose of it. It's another form of deflection. You know what I mean?
Why would he do that? Like, why?
Beats me.
Protect his client because she's not their client.
So I'm just as mad.
Did they have a storage shed, Gabby, and
They have a storage locker.
It's about the same thing, but they have a storage locker. If I were there, I would say, is it the one in the backyard, or do they have another one? Huh? And where is it? And why did he go home? Hey, some of you speculated he could have flown home because he lost a set of Gabby's keys, and that could make sense. He could have thrown the keys in a rage fit, chucked the keys, I don't know, in the water somewhere, or just over the delicate arches, or hey, could have lost the keys, I don't know, in many places. Let's not speculate too far. So he could have flown home to go to the storage locker to find the keys. You know what I mean? That is an interesting theory.
Brian, do you know where it was?
I have no idea.
Do you know
He also could have gone home to get the gun.
what date your brother flew back that your dad paid for the plane?
I didn't even know he paid for the plane.
Did he fly back
Yes,
from?
Didn't even know he paid for the plane. So the daddy paid for the plane. Is that what they just revealed? He's like, didn't even know he paid for the... someone knows.
I have no idea.
Do you know what date your brother flew back that your dad paid for the plane?
I didn't even know he paid for the plane.
Did he fly back
Yes,
from?
he flew back.
Like
and
around?
Yeah, he flew back. Now we got some more of that speculative timeline. And it's so weird. What was he doing from the 17th to the 23rd? And what was Gabby doing? Was she in the hotel the whole time? Was the van just parked there because he lost the keys? The losing of the keys thing makes a lot of sense to me. Yes. Someone else said that they, based on, again, I don't remember your name, and I don't know if I have consent to say this, so I'm not going to use your name, but thank you to the subscriber who sent me mail that said, what if, as we saw, Gabby really had separation anxiety, didn't want to be alone, couldn't handle that? What if a friend met up with her and stayed at the hotel too, what if a friend flew there, drove there, stayed with her, and maybe when Brian returned with the keys and possibly, allegedly, speculatively, maybe a gun. Ooh, that would make sense to me. Like, I gotta go get the keys. So you like fly home, need the keys because otherwise you can't drive the van. And Cassie says that he was talking about where they were going to travel next. So I feel like he flew home to get the keys, to get the second set of keys, which would be in the storage locker. That makes sense to me. But maybe he got the keys and a gun. We just don't know. And you guys tell me that in the United States of America, you can just check a gun into friggin' luggage or like hand luggage, or you can check it in. You can declare it and check it in. Like, damn. That is quite hectic. Wow. So, if he went home to get the keys and possibly a gun, or if he went home to get the keys and get rid of the gun, based on speculation that he may be connected to the other murders that happened around the 13th with Kylan and Crystal. Maybe he flew home to get rid of the gun and go get the keys to the van. That is a whole nother speculation brewing in my mind. I'm going to think this over. Really tap into that. Follow the gut instinct, which is what I do. But the fact that she said, yes, he flew home. Okay, why did he flew home? In the last interview you said that he usually flies home when he... Man, if someone could get it to finish that sentence.
Like, what, the 17th or something? Around like the 17th or something, after the fight.
Got here on the 17th.
I want to hear what she said there.
Flew back, that your dad paid for the plane.
Didn't even know he paid for the plane.
Did he fly back?
Yes,
From,
he flew back.
like, around like what, the 17th or something?
Put it into their house.
Around.
What did she say there? Something about into their house. Something about something into their house. What are you saying?
That your dad paid for the plane.
Didn't even know he paid for the plane.
Did he fly back?
Yes,
From,
he flew back.
like, around like what, the 17th or something?
Put it into their house.
Around like the 17th or something,
Yeah.
after the fight.
She said something about a storage unit fitted into their house. What is she saying? Hey, if you guys can break it down, please let me know. I'm trying my best to hear it. We're going to do it one more time. I won't bother you too much with it. But right here, let's see if we could put it on slow mode and hear a little bit better.
Didn't even know he paid for the plane.
Did he fly back?
Yes,
From,
he flew back.
like, around like what, the 17th or something?
Put it into their house.
Around like the 17th or something,
Yeah.
after.
Storage unit fitted into their house. What are you saying? Can you guys please pay attention to that and let me know what you think it is? If anyone has the tech skills to enhance her audio and decrease the interviewer's audio, please let me know what you think she said, because she's like, yeah, he flew back and there was something about the storage unit fitted into their house. You see? What do you mean by that? Is there an underground unit fitted into their house? What is going on? What is going on? And is it under the garden that they just planted? Oh my word. My mind is just like the theories. Trust me, I got lots of speculative theories. I just come here to report the facts, but like, whew.
After the fight.
He got here on the 17th. I don't know what day he left.
Did you see him on that trip?
Yes.
What was discussed? Anything? Was he discussed
Yes,
about?
They were talking. He was telling me where they were going next. I FaceTimed with Gabby and the kids on that trip. I mean,
Did he say he got in a fight?
So she's telling us over here that she did see him, but she didn't know when he left. Okay, so that's interesting. It was initially reported 17th to the 23rd he flew home. Now we also know that speculatively his dad bought the tickets. So the dad has all along been quite the red flag. Some people have also been digging into the background and saying he may even have a criminal background, a criminal history, which is interesting. However, we can't prove it yet. If you can prove it, you let me know. Just send me the actual document screenshots of this criminal record, okay? But the fact that she says, yeah, I saw him and FaceTimed Gabby during that time. Great. Then what state was Gabby in? What was she doing? Was she staying at the hotel? Was she in the van? What was going on?
With Gabby? He didn't talk about that incident?
Just was a surprise to us too.
Yeah. We're unfortunately in the dark as much as everybody else. And more
What was your brother like when he was in middle school and a teenager? What was he
I
like?
didn't live in the house at the time.
Has he ever been violent with you?
No.
Never
Violent with
fight
anybody?
your brother? I mean, me and my sister went at it. She pulled my hair, kicked me in my eye.
We're 8 or 9 years apart. We're not.
Yeah, you're older.
Yeah. He's not like my. We were little together, brother.
He's not like my biological brother. I'm just speculating. I have a little hunch that he might not be her biological brother. It's just a hunch. She's definitely not close to him at all. It's just like, what the hell is going on here? And I mean, you never know. Sometimes parents would really, really want a certain gender of child. Maybe they really, really wanted a son. Maybe her dad really, really wanted a son, and we don't know. Maybe they couldn't have one at the time. Maybe they adopted one at the time. We don't know. I'm just saying she's definitely not very close to her brother.
I mean, I was
But
at
you
the
guys
house.
lived in the house at Wabasso. Everybody lived there.
No, my parents lived in New York.
Oh, they lived in New York. You lived in the
Yeah.
house.
We were remodeling the house.
And then Brian and Gabby came there.
When they moved down to Florida, they moved in with us to get on their feet.
How did they
find
meet?
jobs.
high school.
High school.
That's,
Why does she look at him? Why are they so deceptive about how they met? Look. It's so weird how their body language is here. Like, how did they meet? Look at this. We'll do it at half. Put the sound off. How did they meet? Wait, it's after this. That's some weird body language right there. Just saying. They did meet in high school from what we know.
Well,
I
know.
feel like I'm answering too many things.
Yeah, I understand.
High school.
High school.
That's,
Why is that funny? How did they meet? High school? Okay. But she had to look to her husband for that answer. And then he just like looked away. High school, what is going on there? Huh?
Well,
I feel like I'm answering too many things.
Yeah, I understand. And I appreciate and respect
Why? Now I feel like I'm answering too many things. Why? Because of how they met? What's going on there? Huh? Did they meet on a dating site? Did they really meet at high school? I think so. They've released the yearbook pictures. I must say, Brian Laundrie, I get it why people compare him to Chris Watts, because he really does look quite a lot like him. Especially the pictures of before, Chris Watts was a lot chubbier too in the past. So was Brian. He actually looks kind of scary in some of those yearbook photos. Like he looks, I don't know, he just looks more assertive and scary than what we know him to be from the footage, right?
respect, we're gonna leave. We're gonna leave out of respect. We're gonna leave.
We appreciate you.
I don't think we're gonna be back.
Because to be
And
honest
I'm
with you,
sorry.
This is what we wanted right here.
No,
This
I
is
don't
what we
want
wanted,
to.
and this.
We were told not to come out, but I can't have my kids crying.
Well, the fact that you came out, we're not coming back.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
I mean, unless you're lying or there's something new, we're not coming back. God bless you guys.
No, us too.
We just
My
want
kids
justice
can't.
for her.
We're upset. We're sad.
And you see, we're rational people. We just want answers. We want just closure for Gabby.
I would, if I were you, change your strategy because you know,
Where our summer vacation was hanging out with our friends. So
It just cuts out sometimes like that in this interview.
It's a tough situation, and I'm hearing you, and I appreciate you guys coming out and talking. We do respect that, and that's why.
Save our neighbors.
yeah.
And this, again, if I don't think anyone would have ever came to your house until the media came out and said, well,
the media said that, and my parents' lawyer really screwed me over by saying that he just
Well, I saw the comment that he
did
made.
not just stop by on the way home, and I was livid, and I'm not speaking to anybody.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
done. Because that put me in danger. That made my kids find out this horrible way with questions. We were waiting until there was some kind of closure, so the kids were just sad. Instead of sad, worried, and now really scared of you guys.
Well, based off all the stuff on the internet, do you think Brian...
Why are they not worried? Why aren't they scared of Brian at this point? Their uncle, huh? They're scared of the protesters, but they're not scared of Uncle Brian, who's friggin' carving it up all over with the world. From what we know, where is he? You know? The kids are worried and sad, and they're scared of you guys. I think at this point they should be scared of Uncle Brian.
Brian killed Gabby.
I don't know. The internet is the internet.
Understand.
I still like how the brother looks the husband. He's just like, okay, what? You know, to me, I'm watching that as well. His body language says a lot to me. We don't know. Really? Do you not know? Let's see it again.
Worried and now really scared of you guys.
Well, based off all the stuff on the internet, do you think Brian killed Gabby?
I don't know. The internet is the internet.
Seems to me like you might know. Seems to me like the husband knows.
Understand. If you had anything to say to Gabby's family, what would you say?
We've already reached out through the FBI to them, so.
That's really warm and kind, isn't it? To reach out to the family through the FBI. We've already reached out to them through the FBI. Like, how considerate. I know it's a procedure at the moment based on the case, but when they keep asking them, do you have anything to say to them, a message, something you want them to see? There's no emotion. There's nothing. Just like, I don't know. We've reached out to them through the FBI. And
Yeah, very sweet. I mean, I know the family personally, and I can share this. What do you have to say to Gabby's family?
I don't have anything to say right now because the police has told us specifically not
to
to
them,
talk
but
to
yeah.
anybody or anything.
Interesting. So this interviewer knows the Petito family personally and says, do you have anything that you can say to them? Because I could share this with them. Nope. Nothing at all. Not even condolences. Just even condolences for your loss. Not implicating anyone. Just condolences. There's none of that. Just like, no, we're not talking about that. Why?
And she's going outside of that talking to you.
Yeah.
So you have to respect
Yeah,
that.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna.
As long as you didn't say anything that you didn't tell them.
They know everything.
No, they know
So-
everything. 100% honesty. September 11th night forward, we've been cooperative. They've
It's
come
just
over,
frustrating
we've met
because
them.
the family's upset because they're not getting the belongings from Gabby that are in your parents' home.
We have no idea what they have or
They
don't
won't
have.
get. They won't give
Yeah,
them.
I don't know.
It's
Parents
just-
have hung up the phone on them.
I mean, it's just frustrating, you know.
I'd also like to say that not to upset Mr. Petito any further, but I did not get any phone calls from him in the days prior.
Not to upset Mr. Petito any further. I mean, I guess he would be so angry right now. And wasn't there that report of him actually going to their house at some point before Gabby was reported missing, of like, where the hell is my daughter? I read something like that. I remember something like that. Didn't report on it because I wasn't 100% sure. But I think he went there and was like really angry and like, where is she? So to say not to upset Mr. Petito any further, I think that's why she can't talk, and that's why she doesn't want to say anything to the family, because I don't think they want to hear it from this family at this point.
Prior to this September 11th. September 11th, I checked my phone records. I don't see any. He maybe had the wrong number for me. So I was not ignoring his phone calls. I
Right.
didn't get them.
Our
Right.
first one was from the.
And that could have happened. He could have
Yeah.
got the wrong phone number. It's very easy. So
I like that lady's like, well, it's not that hard. It's very easy to remember your number and just know it and just call it. I mean, it's also public record, so like, you could just call them.
Called them right back.
it doesn't, you know.
It's just sad.
in
It's
our
just a
view,
sad
this is
situation.
not
It's
how
just
innocent
sad.
people
You know,
are.
I don't know what to
Sure.
think, but I appreciate you guys coming out.
Yeah, definitely.
And I do appreciate you coming out. I don't know what to think.
Eventually,
I
do
hope
You know.
something.
Yeah.
You know, to us, the silence was like a form of guilt. You understand?
Oh yes,
Like-
I understand. But for us, silence was not guilt. Silence was
Well,
the
nobody
FBI
came here
telling us
until
not
the
to.
lie
Yes,
was portrayed.
I
And,
know.
you know-
and
Plenty of people here, but
Oh, they have come
media,
by.
but
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
But there's just people upset, and they just want answers. They want Brian because he's on the loose.
Trust me, I understand.
Whether he's dead or alive,
I
he's
want
out
it to be
there.
found because one,
And see, again, I'm just saying, the husband's probably looking at something, but every time he looks away like that, or that way, he's on the loose. He's like, whew. I mean, could we maybe search the parents' yard at this point? Because they really could have an underground container right under that little herb garden. You know, or just in that little back patch. We'll do the map time just now.
sooner he's found, the
for us,
sooner
yeah.
this is over for us.
Yes,
We can start the
And that's what we
process.
keep trying to express to your parents, is that if they can just come out and just start cooperating,
I'm making a statement.
making a statement,
I know.
we will go away.
I've
I mean,
been-
we have to. We are here.
Same.
Bless you guys.
For her.
no, us too.
We just
My
want
kids
justice
and
for her.
We're upset. We're sad.
And you see, we're rational people. We just want.
I know right now they're doing this, like, talking to the press. But, like, yeah, we're upset. We're sad. I've never seen sadness yet. And, yes, people can show sadness in different ways. And I've heard that whole argument. But, like, I just don't see a lot of sincere sadness. I just don't feel that that Cassie or her husband were close to Brian at all. Like, and definitely not to Gabby either, even though Gabby connected with the kids. You know?
Answers. We want just
What
closure
I
for
would-
Gabby.
I would, if I were you, change your strategy because
We don't
you
have
know
a strategy.
they don't have a
Yeah, they don't even have a lawyer.
Gabby deserves better, and maybe help pressure your parents into doing the right thing, because I'm telling you, Gabby's family's suffering gravely, and your parents know more than they're letting on, and it sounds like they deceived you, which is not good for any parent.
I mean,
And I'm just
we're not even
hoping that
talking
maybe
with
some
them,
pressure
so-
from the family might help them cooperate with law enforcement so we can put an end to this. Like, I got better things to do. I'm burnt up. I've got chapped lips.
We've been out there.
I'm sick and tired
We've
of
been,
being
we've
here.
you have a
This
beautiful
is what we
neighborhood.
need from
You,
them.
we've been outside your parents' home for 2 weeks.
Just leave my house alone. You take your chapped lips somewhere else, okay? Are we good?
We just want answers. We want them to come forward and share everything they know. But they refuse to, they just stay silent. They're in their home. Yesterday they went out gardening in the back of their house, during, Brian's on the loose. They haven't given any public statement saying, hey, Brian, turn yourself in,
Or help me find my son, or like nothing.
They're outside
Nothing.
gardening.
Nothing.
See, it looks that way again. When it's helped me find him, he's on the loose. This way. He's looking that way. I'm just like, what? Oh, I don't think he's on the loose. I think he's probably in the backyard right now. Just based on in my opinion, this whole speculation, it's my opinion, is that what if he's in the freaking yard? Like in some secret container or something? Based on the storage that she said might have been, from what I heard. I'm half deaf, okay, but from what I heard, it's like, did she say that there's a storage unit fitted in their house? What are you talking about? Is that what you were doing at the time? Where's the storage unit? Is it under the shed? I don't know. I'm just like, every time they talk about Brian on the loose or whatever, the husband looks the other way, which is interesting to me.
Just as
gardening.
baffled and blown away as
It's
everybody
like,
else.
going about our lives like
I
nothing
don't-
happened.
Do you
I
think,
don't know what
have you heard about September 14th where Brian allegedly bought a burner phone at the
From the
18th?
news.
Do you think his mom was with him? You think your mother? Because they
That's
said,
what the news says. I don't know what.
Brian didn't like a cell phone to begin with.
he didn't like cell phones. Is he like an outdoorsman?
Of course, he didn't like cell phones to begin with, but he sure had Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest. I mean, look, I'm not judging anyone who got Pinterest, but I just haven't seen a lot of guys with Pinterest. Is it just me? I might just be old. But Pinterest seems like a vision board of like goals and just like pretty things that a lot of generally women do. Am I right or am I wrong? Brian's got his Pinterest there. I mean, he was very busy online for someone who didn't really like a phone. And was like, I don't really have a phone, but then you whip the phone out of your freaking pocket in the body cam footage. Huh? And you went to buy a phone speculatively, allegedly with your mama on September, I don't know if it's the 4th or 14th. There was a typo somewhere, and I'm still trying to verify exactly when they bought this phone from AT&T. The 14th would make more sense to me. Someone also pointed out that each time that we have footage of the Mustang being parked at the house, that it's like the trunk was always popped, as if it was not working properly, as if they'd stuffed that trunk so full of whatever to get him wherever, who knows, that it wasn't locking properly anymore. I don't know.
What is he like? What's his hobbies? Like, does he like do camping, like at outdoors? And do you think he could survive out in the woods for a month?
I think anybody could survive out in the woods for a month if you grab a book and go out there and try.
I think anyone could do it if you just grab a book and go out there and try it. Well, he sure grabs his books. He's probably got his serial killer books with him right now. Got his reading material, you know, latest Chuck book. She's like, I think anyone could for a month. Damn, okay.
I don't know if I asked before, but do you think he's alive?
I hope so.
No.
You hope so.
Yeah.
See,
I hope so, too.
I think people want him held accountable, but no harm done to him.
Yeah, of course.
You know, we don't want harm done to him. We just want him held accountable for his actions.
We would like to give his nephews an answer to when they can see their grandparents again, when, you know, see their uncle or
Their own. It sounds to me like they only have a bond with Cassie's parents. They only have a bond with the parents and with Bryant because of the kids. It's to give their kids a sense of normality, to say, look, you've got grandpas and grandmas and aunties and uncles. But I don't think that Cassie and her husband are close to this family at all. You know? I am not close to my parents, both sets of them, or my in-laws. And if I had kids, which I never am going to, but if I had kids, I would also be like, like, maybe we should be in contact just so they have grandparents, you know, and aunts and uncles and stuff. You know what I mean? Even though I'm, like, estranged from these people for good reason. I'm just thinking they really aren't close at all.
anything. You know, he was their hero, so.
I'm sorry for your guys' pain. I'm sorry for you guys' pain. I really am.
Is that it?
Oh, very sorry, yeah.
Sorry,
Very
guys.
sorry.
You guys have a good day. God
Thank you
bless you.
very
I hope
much.
everything turns out. Keep praying. This all ends, and then everyone can move on and just move forward from here.
But we need to find your brother so we can start
100%. I don't
start the healing
knock what
process
you're
for the
doing, but-
And again, we don't condone any violence on your parents.
Nope.
We've been out there, but
We're
we
actually
haven't.
protesting against violence.
We've been out there, but we haven't went on their property. We don't want anyone doing any damage to their house. We don't want anybody to storm their house. We just want answers. Want them to come forward. You know, hopefully they'll do that.
Ends tomorrow.
Hopefully,
Every day I wake up
I'll
and
be
check my
honest.
phone
I
that
prayed.
they
I
found it,
prayed.
like, every
I've been
day.
praying for the last couple of days, saying I hope they repent and do what's right. Just like I prayed for you guys. I prayed that I would be able to speak to you guys, or you guys would come out and give answers. I prayed for that the last couple of days. I said, you know, and this might happen, and it did. God bless you guys, and you know, it's just hope this gets resolved quickly, because you know, the longer he's out, it's a danger.
I agree with, I agree. I just wanted to make sure you guys understood that it's my kids.
Thank you, and we are leaving.
First,
We are leaving, and we're not coming back. I'm not coming back.
Thank you, Cassie. Thank you.
Thank you,
guys
Cassie, for your
doing the right
time.
understanding.
thing. We appreciate
You have a good
doing
day.
the right thing. Yep. Thank you.
Very powerful. The Cassie, Laundrie, sister to Brian, James, her husband.
In my mind, there's the truck. Okay, so we know this Ford F-150, which I think is what this is, which is what you guys are saying, is still parked there. So that clears that up.
Came out and talked to us. They came out and talked to us, and I listened to them. And us, we've been outside the Laundrie house, the parents, for weeks protesting. We're not coming back here. We're not coming back here unless something develops that she knows, but I will give her the benefit of the doubt for now. God bless. This is patriot activism. You know, their lawyers were telling them, or I don't know, they had advice and said that they weren't supposed to come out and talk to anybody, but they did. They came.
They did. Right, so window capture going off and we're getting that Google Earth going, aren't we? Because this was something I never mentioned in the beginning of where I think he was when everyone is looking in the swamp and everywhere. But this is a stupid speculation, so prepare yourselves. But I was just saying, I mean, I saw the drone footage going around. I'm like, oh my God, like he's in the backyard. I don't know. Could be anything really. Okay. So there's the house, as we know, and the shed. Right? Can you see this cursor? The shed. We've got the house. We've got all this going on. And there were the cinder blocks at the back here, which I never said it's like he's going to jump from there. But I'm just saying, when I look at this map, initially my speculation was that at night he comes out from this little bushel right here. This little... Because it's not property from what I can see. I've looked at this a number of times. So what if this dude is just freaking hammocking it here, right here at the house? And then at nighttime he can just hop on over and go sleep in the shed. That was my initial reaction. Here's also a white band, which has nothing to do with it, I'm sure. You know, this is also from, what, 2017? Let's just see. Google data. But see, all of this... I mean... This would be so easy to just friggin' jump in and out over here. So that was my initial speculation. If he is actually... If they search the house and they search the shed and he's not there, but he's lying here in these trees and sitting in the trees. I don't know. Remember the very obvious thing I said he'd do was stay close to mama? My initial reaction was that he's in this freaking bushel right here. I say bushel. I know it's not a bushel, but what should I call a group of trees? The red flag farm. So... yeah, if I was really curious, I would just go and stomp around here a little bit. Just to look in these trees. Is he there? You know? And maybe, I do think that if he had a gun, and if it turns out that Gabby was shot, I think he chucked the gun in the swamp. And that is what they've been looking for. Initially, I also thought phone with data and gun and drone. Chucked a backpack full of stuff in the swamp, and that's what they were looking for. But man, they need to find the gun so that they can prove that he committed the murder or murders. That's very hard to do. You know, with Eileen Wuornos, when I wrote that book, the biggest thing was like, damn, we need to find the gun. But then her girlfriend, Tyria Moore, spilled the beans, spilled the tea. Literally told the police, oh, the gun's right in there. And they went in there, searched, found the gun, and they're like, now we got her. They need to find the gun. I think that's what the D-Day is all about. Obviously, they need to find him. We don't know exactly where he is. But man, they could just toss some melons over here, you know. I would just look in this funny little property right here. I mean, what's this 3D one? Yeah, let's look at it like that. Damn. We'll also quickly look at the drone footage. How long have we been recording? Damn, over an hour. It's all good. In that drone footage, it looked like people were saying Brian was possibly spotted somewhere in here by the fence line. I mean, here's like a little gate going on. But if we just look at this funny little area, look at it. It's weird, right? Look at it. Hey, call me crazy. Don't come for me. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, what is going on in here? So many trees. So many places you could hide right here. That would just be so ridiculous. Also, a lot of you are asking, who's swimming in the pool? I don't think anyone's swimming in the pool. I think it's one of those, like, what do you call those things? I had one as a kid in the pool. It's like a little suction device, a little thing that sucks up all the leaves and moves around independently. I don't know what to call that. But that's what I think it is. And I mean, Cassie's husband is a professional pool service repairman, from what I know. I'm saying it like that because I don't know exactly what his job title is, but that's the business. So, I mean, their pool would be in great condition. They'd have all the new gadgets and things, you know. Hey, if they're close to them at all, which doesn't seem so. But I think it was like a little suction thing. I don't know, not that there's leaves or anything because this is indoors, but I didn't see anyone swimming in the pool. I saw something in the pool, like a device, but yeah. So there's that. And then I just want to show you one more thing again, which would be Nerdy. Is it called Nerdy Addict? I don't want to look at that channel. Wait. Hold on. Come on, show us the drone footage. Yeah, that one. Just hold on, please. I want to show you this because, man, some of them clickbait channels are like, oh my god, Brian's in the back. But it's still, he might be. He might be in the back. I don't know if he's just there on the fence line because everything else in the picture is like crystal clear except for that. You know, that clickbait was about drone footage, someone else swimming in the pool. I just really don't see it. I just don't see the swimming in the pool. But hey, it's my opinion. You see what you want to see. You make your own. You make up your own mind. That's the beauty of all this. We don't know. None of us are the FBI or detectives. How do we know? I could just see map time. It's in my history here. Let's just quickly look at this drone footage right here. Nerdy Addict. Okay. Here we go. Damn, what's going on there? Dog and his crew will be doing their first evening overnight search at Fort DeSoto. Okay. But this one. Now. Oh, man. See, I can't see anything there. People are saying there behind the chairs at the back there could be a spotting of Brian. I just didn't see it. I mean, we would see it in even this. If you enhance photos and things, you could see a lot of funny things. There. See that? Wait. Here. Look at that. I mean, it's interesting. I wonder if we could slow this down. Probably not. I mean, it is interesting. It's just weird that everything's like crystal clear except for that. It's weird. See the pool? See that pool? It's something that's like whoop, whoop. I don't know. It's not someone swimming. I don't know. I must say, this looks interesting. Let me know what you guys think. It does look like a person. And I guess that would play right into my theory that he's right there in the freaking backyard. I mean, look at this funny little area as well. This in-between little garden here. That's also interesting. No, I'm seeing things. People, it just really can look like a person. I don't know what is going on there. I don't like to speculate too far on this channel, but I mean, if I want to speculate, this looks like it could be a little trapdoor for underneath. You know what I mean? It looks like weird little patch that could go to an underground freaking thing that connects to that whole back section. How do we know? It just feels like he could be a lot closer to home than we think, especially with how chill these parents are. Yep. So, looking forward to hearing your thoughts, seeing your comments. I read them as much as I can, as I say. So do all my moderators. Thank you so much for that. Now, what else did I want to rant about? There was something. Remember I put in the bubble here? But then I lost my train of thought. There was a bubble over here. I don't know. I think one of the bubbles over here was that I really don't like it when some people talk to me in a certain tone and say, get up and make some videos. I hate that. That is like an abusive tone. You know what I mean? Hey, get up. Stop sleeping. I already sleep very little. I try my best to do self-care. But like, hello, you know, it's stressful. So to be, get up and make us some videos, that's not nice. Please don't use that tone with me. I don't appreciate that. In fact, I really appreciate the opposite. When most of you are like, oh my word, gee, like, remember self-care. Remember to take care of yourself. I have been a performance horse, a workhorse from a kid already. In a household that had a trophy daughter that just had to perform all day long. I won't swear. But so, yeah, I can be a workaholic. I think you can see that. But please don't encourage me to be one. That is not nice. And I'm not a reporter. I'm not a detective. I'm a YouTuber. 1, I can report on any case I want to. 2, right? 2, cases that interest me, that also interest you, is so cool to have that in common. 2, I work extremely hard. I have a lot of stamina based on my trauma. That's why I have this amount of stamina. Not because I want it or I'm like freaking caffeinated all day long and I have to do this. I have a lot of stamina because I'm a traumatized individual. And if I don't attack the day, it attacks me. If I don't carve it up and create content and share it, which I've always done, if you go to my Instagrams, you'll see I was creating with equal intensity content on there. I had 5 accounts, creating 3 posts a day on each account for over a year. Now I only have 2 accounts, so you can't see the other accounts now. Thank goodness, because those were weird. One was like a horror page. One was anxiety fitness, which was me trying to overcome this agoraphobia and anxiety and go for walks in the forest, which is a trauma setting for me. I'm not even going to go into the trauma. So yeah, this is the rambling, the blah, blah, blah at the end. So if you don't want to hear me ramble anymore, bye, I'll see you in the next video. This is me rambling now. So what I want to say is, you know, I've always worked this hard. I need to survive. I almost didn't make it through last year. I was ready to unalive myself. I couldn't do it. The trauma in my life comes rushing at me every single morning like a tsunami, like a tidal wave. So if I don't attack the day and work hard and do my best to put out work that I'm proud of, then I deal with tremendous trauma and it's debilitating. So if you're going to trigger that, not you, I know it's not all of you, but some of you are pushing me like, report, stop sleeping, hello, like stop that. That's so rude because I don't just report. If I did, I'd be another clickbait channel like every other clickbait channel. I'm here to create quality content. I look at the news and I'm not like, breaking news, click, this is what happened right now. No, I look at the news myself, absorb it, think about it, and then I'll report on it. I'm not here for this friggin' hype of like, look at this. That feels like an addictive type of mindset, you know, where you're just trying to get the next high. I'm not trying to do that. I'm literally trying to analyze information. I've done stuff like this my whole life. I'm a true crime author. Took my time with that. Really deep dive those cases and look at everything I can. I would suggest you go look at my books or listen to my podcast to gather who am I? What kind of work do I do? That's what I do. And I do it because it helps me to not avoid my trauma, but to deal with it, to channel it, to think about how I can use the evil I've seen and experienced for good in a way, to use this analytical mind, to use the knowledge I have of people that are like, that were in the public eye, seen as absolute sweethearts and angels, who were monsters inside the home. So expect the unexpected sometimes. Sometimes my speculations will be like, what the hell is she saying? You know, even like, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to make more speculation. I'm just saying, what is she saying? Why would she say that? No, that's not possible. Well, with things that happened to me, people did not believe it was possible either, but it happened. I live with those trauma demons every single day. I really struggle with it. So yes, and I'm in therapy, so I'm okay. But that is my little rant. What else did I want to say? I think that's about it. Thank you so much to all the members who've joined. I really, really appreciate every single member. As I say, if you're part of the Mountain Grizzlies or higher, you will get an exclusive members-only video every single Friday. See, my concern is that enough? But I mean, yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on the self-respect thing, you know? Working on just making sure that I stay in my own lane, do the content I want to do without being pressured to just do stuff that people will consume like that in a second. If you want to consume content like that, there are other channels doing that. Go check them out. That's not me. It's never going to be me. So, thank you so much for watching. Please don't worry about me with this. It just looked terrible without the plaster on. I'm okay. I just do get stress hives sometimes. I can't help it. It's when I'm triggered with my own trauma. And yeah, the case can be triggering for me. A girl being left like that in the woods, kind of, it can be very triggering for me based on my own trauma. And so I'll break out in hives sometimes. So if you see it, I sometimes get it on my head as well. I don't know if you can see it at all now, but I get like a big one here. That's when I've been trauma triggered. And I get them on my jaw here. Also, another comment, I do not mix Xanax and whiskey. I'm not an idiot. I don't do that. I drink whiskey sometimes, which is less than a tot in a glass of cola, to help me stay grounded and not dissociate while doing a live stream. So, yeah, because otherwise I will just leave my body and you guys will be staring at a vacant person just sitting there like, you want that? I don't think so. So when I sip water and when I sip my cola, it's me grounding myself because I'm highly stressed, okay? So grounding techniques, I have that all in place. So sometimes I drink a little bit of whiskey when I'm doing live streams because I find live streams tremendously stressful, especially now given how many people are watching. It's very stressful. I was very comfortable with like 18 people, and even that I used to get really nervous for. So there's that. Secondly, if I can't cope with my anxiety, if I'm too triggered, if, you know, if I feel like just overwhelmed, yeah, I don't drink whiskey on those nights. I take a Xanax. Yes, so there's that. Third thing, that is another one I wanted to clear up. I am married. I don't wear a wedding ring. I don't know if I said this in the beginning. I don't like wearing rings. I also don't like wearing nails. I'm just trying it out. I'm going to pull this off right after this, or right after today's videos, because I'm not used to it and I don't like it. I was a swimmer and a pilot, so I'm used to short nails, but I just wanted to try it out. Just see what it feels like, just for a second. But yeah, it's very impractical for me based on how much I use my hands. I'm drawing, I'm writing, I'm typing, I'm washing dishes, I'm doing all sorts of stuff. So this is never really going to work out for me. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to try it out. All right, so that's my rant. I hope I covered everything with whatever, you know, sometimes I lose my train of thought when I'm like, I'm going to tell you about this and this and this. Hope I covered it all. If not, my bad. Remind me again. Don't be rude, but remind me, and I will try to do my best to cover whatever I was going to say in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to all my moderators who go beyond live stream moderating and even moderate my comments. That is amazing. So here we've got the moderators. Lena, Tracy, Embla, JC, Jeff, Dispatch, Mel, Julie, Kathleen, and Didi. Thank you so, so much. And what do I have here? This is the thank yous, which we'll play at the end. And this is the Grizzly members membership option. So if you do want to join the membership, Forest Grizzlies, basically you get loyalty badges next to your name, custom emojis in all chats created by me, and members only polls. And then Mountain Grizzlies, you would get priority reply to comments and one exclusive video every Friday just for channel members. And Bear Cave Super Grizzlies gets all of that, plus member shoutouts, plus snail mail from me every month from the Netherlands. So could be like Dutch chocolate, you know, it could be a painting from me. I'm a watercolor artist. If you haven't seen that, go check out my previous videos when my channel was still tiny, which was like 3 weeks ago. Check it out because I showed a lot of my art there. So if you want an art piece from me and you're part of the Bear Cave Super Grizzlies, yeah, that would be included. Sometimes it takes me an hour or two or whatever to create a piece of art for you. I would put that time in, make it for my Bear Cave Super Grizzlies, and then snail mail that to you with something from the Netherlands, maybe a chocolate postcard, something, you know, something nice. I really might like making gifts, so that is why that tier exists. So, damn, that was a lot of ranting. That was like 10 minutes, right? Not ranting, but just talking to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Looking forward to reading your comments. Can't respond to them all. If you want me to respond to yours with priority, you know what to do. And for those of you asking, how do I join? Just click the join button on my channel. It's if you go to the homepage, there's a join button, or in the description box, there's a link to join the channel. Right, I'll see you in the next one.